Okay, so I've been asked how I create colour images in Affinity Photo from my mono images, so this is how I do it. In Affinity Photo, I open my individual colour frames, individual mono frames, so my red, my green, my red, my green and my blue, and I open them. Now these are mono images. Now these are only single 5-minute images. I've just aligned them so that they're all in the same place, which is effectively what you get from Deep Sky Stacker or APP. When you've combined all your images, you get the stacks of the relevant colours. So I've got my red image and I'm going to copy all my red images. So I'm going to do Control A to select all, or Command A on a Mac, and then Control C to copy it all. I'm going to do File, New from Clipboard. That's created a new document now with my red layer in there. So I'm going to rename the layer Red. And now this is still a black and white document, so I need to change the document to be a colour one. So I'll go to Document, Convert, Format, change it to RGB 16-bit, pick any colour space, and I'm going to use sRGB because it's the standard one that comes up. Click Convert. So that's my red layer in there effectively now. So if I go to green, my green document, and I do Control A to select all, Control A to select all, and Control C to copy it to the clipboard, go to my new document, and then do Control V, paste in another layer. I'm going to rename that layer now to be my green layer, and then I'm going to go to my blue document. So my blue TIFF file, I'm going to do Control A to select all, Control C to copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to go back to my new document and then do Control V to paste it in as another layer. I'm going to rename that my blue layer. Now what we need to do is we need to convert each of these layers into a colour, and we use the channel mixer tool for that. Now in the channel mixer tool I've saved each one as a preset, so I've got red, green and blue, but I'll show you how to do that, and then you just have to add preset to save it for each one. So I'm going to turn off my green and my blue layer, and I'm going to make sure my red layer is selected. I'm going to create a new channel mixer adjustment layer on it by coming into the default. Now red is set to 100%, go to green, and I need to set that to 0 because there's no green in this layer. And then I'm going to go to my blue layer, and then I'm going to change that to 0 because again there's no blue in this image, and then I'm going to merge it down, which will apply it to the red layer. So there's my red layer now, so I can turn that off, turn my green on, select my green, and then I'm going to repeat the process. So create a new adjustment layer, colour channel adjustment layer, this time blue, there's no blue in this image. Green, there's no green in this image. Sorry, green is 100% because it's my green layer. You can just type in there. And then my red, there's no red in this layer because it's my green layer. I'll set that to 0. Now if I want to save that as a preset, I just click Add Preset and then name it what it is, so I could reuse that on a future document. Merge that one down. Turn the layer off, go to my blue, turn it on. Like I said, I've set up preset channels. It's the same idea, you just go to red, green and blue and set them to the relevant values. Now this is my blue, so rather than use default this time I'll use my blue one. So if I double click it, it applies the settings. So red is obviously 0, 0, 0. Green is 0, 0, 0. Oh, that should be set to 0. And blue is 0, 0, 100. Yeah. So merge that down. That's my blue layer done. So if I turn all my layers on now, you'll say, well, I'm still got 3 separate layers with red, green and blue. So what we need to do is we need to add these layers together to create a new layer, to create a colour document. So you change the blend mode from normal to add, and then on the green layer set that to add as well, and there's my colour document. Now to create a layer with that in, we can either come up to here and we can go to layer, merge all visible, which will then create a layer from all the visible layers, or we can use the shortcut, which is Control Shift Option and E on a Mac. So Control Shift Command Alt Shift and E, and that's created a new layer. Maybe to the top, it's created a new layer from that. So if I turn all those off, that's my new layer now that you can carry on working from. That's basically how I do it. Okie doke, thanks for listening.